If you're not going to be at your radio, you can still listen to your favorite programs. Download the KAWC KOFA app from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. Stream us online at kawc.org or borderradioaz.org, or ask your smart device to play KAWC or KOFA.
What's up, Yuma? I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
And on today's program, we are going to be joined by Joe Daly,
Yeah.
who is the new principal of Kofa.
Brand
correct?
new.
Brand new. And you were also mentioning there's something special about him.
He is the only Kofa alumni to become principal.
That is a pretty big deal.
It is.
Very cool. Like he's from there, has that King pride like
That's
I
right.
did. So that's going to be cool talking to him. We're also going to talk to Roxanne Dahl of the Outreach Partners of Yuma that used to be the Assistant League of
Another
Yuma.
rebranding.
Yeah, they're rebranding just like AWC did. We're going to find out what's new with them.
Yay.
That is all coming up right now. So stay with us for What's Up Yuma Radio, beginning right now on KOFA 94.7 FM.
And streaming now online through the KAWC YouTube and Border Radio Facebook pages. And send us an email to whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. YumaElectricServiceLLC.com.
Chili from Philly. Nick Papa Giorgio from Yuma.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome to another episode of the What's Up Yuma radio show. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
And on today's program, as promised, we are joined by Joe Daly, the new principal at Kofa. And as we teased, he's alumni. So he went there.
Yep.
And now he is the man that runs the whole show. Yeah.
And the only principal to do that.
Yeah, the only principal in
That's right.
Yuma to do that, right?
Yeah.
That's
well,
all.
I don't know, but at Kofa.
At
right?
Kofa, okay,
I'm
at
like,
least-
I don't know about other schools, but
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well, we're just
We'll
going to
just say that.
We're
Yeah.
going to say ever in existence to ever do that. No, we're
It's a
not going to
big
do that.
title.
Yeah, but that okay. First of all,
Yeah.
I just want to start with that, Joe. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's like, wow.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
How good does that feel?
Mhm.
It feels really good. It's definitely a good little thing to have, like as
Yeah.
far as pride goes, and just a little confidence and pep to the step. So
Yeah.
for sure, it's awesome.
So when you were there, you said 2004. You said that was your class.
I graduated in 2004. Yeah.
Me too. It's Ebola.
There we
We're
go.
the same age. I
Hey.
didn't know that. Cool.
So when you were there, did you think I'm going to come back as a principal? Was that in your head at all? Were you walking around just kind of strutting? Yes,
I
one
will
day.
own this place.
One day, you're like, watch out, guys. One day, or
No.
No,
No.
not at all.
Yeah,
Not at all.
no,
It's
no,
not
no.
the path for you.
I would plan on going to school to be a physical therapist, and then
okay.
found out that physics is pretty challenging.
Mm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So when I got to ASU and took one course of physics, and then after that I was like, you know what? Let's see what other
I
pathways I
need
have.
something easier than this.
what,
yeah.
what else is available
physics,
in the
like-
syllabus?
Like, what do you mean? Like,
Well, so I
Like
had
math?
there was it was math and I was okay at it, but
Yeah.
just it
Yeah.
can be a lot of work. So I remember going to see my counselor. And I was like, "What other field can I go in?" And they were like, "Well, you can be a PE teacher." And I was like,
oh, that
"Yes,
sounds
sign
easy.
me up."
I can throw dodgeballs?
yes,
I can do that.
So that's
Wow.
what happened.
I think there's a joke in that too about becoming a PE teacher. Like
Mm.
if you can't do, I think there's a whole thing. I can't remember it right now. I wish I could say it, but yeah, if all else fails, become a PE teacher. No, that's not what you did exactly though.
Okay.
But were you physical as a kid? Did that come natural?
Oh, yeah.
Did you play sports?
I mean, played sports my whole life.
Okay.
Growing up, that was my outlet. That was my way of connecting with
Yep.
others. And I had my dad coach me, my uncle
Oh,
coached me.
cool.
And so that was kind of my thing. And I've always wanted to coach. Matter of fact, if you talk to some of my coaches when I was younger, they would be like, "Oh, he would take over the timeouts and he would do this," and as an actual player.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so I think it naturally just well,
To be a leader.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why I went into teaching, was to be able to coach as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So are you originally from here in Yuma?
Born and raised.
Born and raised right here
Yeah.
in Yuma, Arizona. All right. So what sports did you play as a kid?
Lots. Soccer, baseball, tried football a little bit. I was a little guy, so football was a little
Yeah.
challenging. But that was my main, baseball and basketball were my main sports.
Oh, okay.
And then soccer all the way up till they competed with basketball.
Did you find it harder that your dad and uncle were your coaches? Were they harder on you? Because my uncle was my coach in junior high, and he was so hard on me.
I think, you know what? So my dad was my coach growing up in like YBBL, Yuma Boys Baseball League. And funny fact, we played on a team called the Yuma Daily Sun. And so
your last name's Daily?
Yes. Everybody thought we owned a newspaper company. And I was like, no, I don't think we owned it.
Yeah. I don't think so, yeah.
Our house is not that big, you know, whatever it might be. In high school, my uncle, Billy Laguna, was my baseball coach. Okay. And so that was he tougher on me than others? I think he was just tough in general. Okay. He ran a tight ship, but it was good. It prepared you for life. He had a lot of good, you know, high expectations, and you know, you had to show up to practice on time, and he did hold everybody accountable. I know that if I was late, I was running. Yeah. And it didn't matter if I was a nephew or not.
Yeah. So. No playing favorites. No playing favorites at all.
Favorites.
So a lot of family here in Yuma.
Lots of family. Yep. And so, I mean, it's kind of, we're proud of it. Like my immediate family are Kofa Kings. You know, my parents.
Oh, okay. Say everybody went to Kofa.
Yes.
In your family.
Oh, the whole fam. Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
So my aunt and uncles went there. We do have some cousins that went to Yuma High. We don't speak of those.
Yeah, we don't talk about them.
No, we don't.
They've been excommunicated from the family.
We have a few from Cibola. You know,
and man, even worse.
Yes,
even worse.
yes.
Oh,
so
I'm joking.
No, me too. It's funny because at like Christmas time, my grandfather on the Peralta side went to Yuma High, and that was Yuma High was the only school around when he was around. Yeah. And so every once in a while, somebody will get him a Yuma High sweater or a T-shirt, and we all just boo him, you know, as we're in there. But it's a friendly rivalry. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you're in college. You found out physics. These not for you. Now it's like, okay, going to PE. So you transitioned into that pretty good. It was like, was it something into your sports background? You're like, okay, I could do this, and it fulfills what I wanted to do. Like you said, work with people.
Yes. And in college, I also had an emphasis with the teaching preparation program also got you included with working with students with special needs. Okay. And that was dear to my heart because I grew up with special needs. I'm hard of hearing. I grew up with a hearing impairment when I was born. So that was unique. And so my first teaching job when I came back from ASU was an adaptive PE teacher. I was able to work with students that have special needs, but we did PE and we did do dodgeball, just so you know.
Oh, you did, huh?
We were the soft ones. We didn't want to hurt anybody.
I hated dodgeball.
Dodgeball was the greatest.
Oh, all the boys loved it. The girls were like, stop, ow.
It's definitely a game of survival, you know. So
I would get out right away on purpose. Like, I'm going to go sit down.
So that was a program that was already established, that adaptive PE that you're talking about. And so you applied for it, or how'd you end up in that position?
Well, it was kind of interesting because I had some opportunity to teach up in Phoenix, and a PE job did open up at Kofa at the time. My uncle was one of the assistant principals. He went from coaching up to that, and so my current girlfriend, fiance at the time, well, now she's my wife, she ended up getting into the NAU nursing program at the same time. So I was like, well, let me just go back to my roots and go back to Kofa and teach there. And so the adaptive PE program was already set up. It was already established there. It's now evolved. Now we call it Unified Sports, which is it's still a course that we have on our campus. Mr. Spanton teaches it, and it's amazing. It's students with special needs, and then you have a group of students that come from the gen ed population that we consider them PE buddies. So you have the athletes and the buddies, and they work together, and that's awesome. It's a really unique class. Yes,
that's really, really cool.
So when you get back to Kofa, you're there and you're teaching. Has a lot changed from when you went there?
Oh yeah, I mean, just alone, like the lockers, they weren't around anymore. So those of you that went to Kofa, you remember the breezeway?
All lockers gone? Like, is it dangerous?
Kofa, they're gone.
Yeah, they're gone at Kofa.
I don't know at Cibola. I should ask my son. I don't know.
They're gone. I know my daughter's going to Centennial, and they still have their lockers, but I don't think they use them anymore.
I think it's like old school now.
Yes, yeah.
They don't need them anymore. Everything's on like a laptop. Yep. You don't need all your books.
So it's unique because when I give tours on our campus, like because I was a student there, I can say, oh, do you guys remember the Upper Breezeway? And they're like, oh, yeah. And we'd walk down, where's the lockers at? And I'm like, oh, well,
they're gone
they're
now.
non-existent, So it's unique to have those stories with them.
So you started off at PE. Did you think you were going to climb the way up as well, or you were happy doing this PE program?
I was happy with teaching. Teaching is still, teaching is my love. It still is, and I do miss it, being in the classroom every day, and that's always a challenge when you move up into leadership, because you get a little bit pulled away further from the students. But changing lives, that's where it's done. It's in the trenches in the classroom. So no, did I ever think that I was going to be where I'm at? No, I thought I was going to be teaching and coaching my whole career.
Because you had the fulfillment. It was fulfilling. It was something that you wanted to do, and you had it. So why move anywhere? Why move up?
You're good.
Yeah,
I was happy. Yeah, and I'm still happy. Don't get me wrong. The principal job's good, but no, it was it's fulfilling, and sometimes you don't get the benefits of that teaching job until 10 years later when you run into it. Matter of fact, when I started coming back to Kofa after a 10-year tenure at Gila Ridge, I started seeing some of my Kofa kids back when I taught in 08 to 12, and some of them will be like, hey, Mr. Daly? And I'm like, okay, what year did you graduate? And then they're like, oh, 2011. And I'm like, okay, there's my Kofa kid. And they're like, oh, you said this in class one time, and it really stuck with me.
I love that.
I work this job. I have a wife and 3 kids, and I just want you to know. And those are the rewards and the benefits that you get with that job.
Yes, and I think it's vice versa. Mr. Palick, who was the assistant principal at Kofa, I saw him maybe about a year ago, and I was hosting an event, and he said, "You are the man," and it just made me feel really good. Like my former principal said, "I'm the man now because I'm hosting this show that he's taken part in." So that's great. That relationship that you're able to build. So you said Gila Ridge.
Yeah, you taught at multiple high schools?
How'd that take us to a little bit of the journey?
So after college, went to Kofa for 4 years. I taught there from 08 to 12. I coached a lot of lower level sports, basketball, football, baseball, softball. By the way, softball was my most fun coaching experience.
Cool. I was a softball player.
Yes.
It's so fun.
It is awesome. I was freshman level softball with under Coach Emma Morrison. Lots of fun there because the girls listen and they actually want to.
They listen. They're new, so they're like, we'll do anything.
Yes. But in 2012, the Gila Ridge boys basketball job opened up, the varsity boys job. So I applied. I ended up getting it, and then made the shift over to the foothills and was there for 10 years.
Wow.
And so loved it, every minute of it. That's where I went. I continued to be a PE teacher. Then the last 4 or 5 years of my 4 years there, I moved up into an instructional leader position, which is somebody that the PE instructional leader oversees the PE department.
Okay. So this is your kind of your first taste of admin.
Yes, stepping stone.
Okay.
Yep. And so get to 2022, we had a really talented team during COVID. Not a whole lot of people know about it, but we ended up going to the playoffs. We took the state champions to the brink. We had 2 shots to win it, and we missed out on it. But there was a really good group of kids, but they were hungry in the gym. And long story short, they kind of wore me out because if I didn't open the gym on a Saturday, like, what was I doing, And I love those kids. They're all grown up now, but I decided to hang it up in 2022 for coaching, and started my master's in educational leadership. At that time, the principal at Gila Ridge came over and was like, "Hey, since you have started this program, you're eligible to put in for an assistant principal. Why don't you just do it just to get the interview experience, and that can help you with your schooling?" And I'm thinking, okay, sure. So I put my name in the hat. All of a sudden I do get an interview, and I'm like, all right, this is awesome. And then 2 days later, they're like, hey,
you want the job?
Do you want to be the assistant principal back at Kofa, and you'll be overseeing athletics?
Wow.
Okay. So
what an opportunity.
That's what, and so I was like, I could not. First of all, I wasn't going to say no, but but to be back at Kofa is kind of a full circle.
Full circle, absolutely.
And so
Super
that happened in 2022, 2023 school year.
Okay.
And so I was there. I did that for 2 years in athletics.
Mhm.
And then last year, I transitioned over to academics. And then this year, I'm in
This
the
year,
principal
yeah.
role.
So
You're the big dog.
the admin, we get going to the assistant. That's also you take care of like the problems too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because
Lots
that's
of
what Mr.
problems.
Palick was. That's how I know Mr. Palick because I was
You
in
were
the
a
office.
problem, Johnny.
Yeah, like
Johnny was the problem.
Yeah. So what was that like having to deal with that? Like the kids that might be a little bit more of a problem.
Mhm.
Honestly, you have to have a heart for it. You have to create connections with these kids
Yeah.
because you don't know what background they're coming from. Sometimes they may have challenges
Yep.
in their home life and in even a personal relationship that they might have,
Wow.
or just teachers having a hard time connecting with
Yeah.
them. And once you find out what's going on, then it's compassion. You have to be compassionate with
Mhm.
students, and there are still consequences. So hey,
Absolutely, yeah.
I am sending you home for 3 days, but when you get back, we're gonna work with you and make sure
Aw.
that you get the right supports here at Kofa. So I don't see you again in this capacity.
That's such a great answer.
So
Yeah.
so there is discipline.
Yeah.
But that's not the whole job. The main job
Yeah.
is to get into the classrooms and work with teachers and work on them becoming better teachers at their craft.
Is that a fast track to only be assistant principal for 2 years and then jump to principal? Is that quick?
It's pretty quick.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Wow.
no, I when I started as an assistant principal in the athletics, I didn't think that 3
Mhm.
years later I'd be sitting as the principal at Kofa High School. That's pretty fast. But it's not. I think it comes down to more of the experiences that I've received during that 3-year stretch as an assistant principal. The person in front of me was Miss Lily Compa. She's now an associate superintendent for our district, and she taught me like a lot. She
Okay.
gave me the opportunity to grow. She gave me opportunity to handle problems or
Mhm.
situations and work through those challenges. And so I'm thankful for her on that because that prepared me to where I'm at today.
That's right.
All right. And with that, we are going to take a quick break. We're talking to Joe Daly, the principal of Kofa High School. We're going to come back with what they got going on over at Kofa. We'll be right back. You're listening to 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. Specializing in residential and commercial wiring, services also include EV charging unit installs and solar-ready service panel upgrades. Information and consultation appointments at yumaelectricservicellc.com.
I'm Juan Garcia from the KAWC Newsroom. There's a flood watch in effect from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. for Yuma today with showers and thunderstorms and a high near 102. Mostly cloudy tonight with a low around 83. Arizona Western College kicked off the fall semester last week at all of its campuses. KWC's Cisco Stargazer explored the Yuma campus to ask students how they were feeling. To see pics of the first week, visit kawc.org. Stay tuned for more What's Up Yuma with Johnny and Ronnie on 94.7 FM, Kofa Border Radio.
Fort Yuma Rotary and Rotary Club of Yuma are presenting the Killer Dueling Pianos on September 13th at AWC's Shonen Conference Center. The 21 and over evening of live music and entertainment will help support Rotary's local efforts, including scholarships and community service projects. Information and tickets are at eventbrite.com.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. We are here talking to Joe Daly, the Kofa principal, the first alumni Kofa principal right here. So, yeah, we left fast track. It seemed like a pretty quick transition going from the assistant to the man.
It just shows how cool you are.
Yeah, that's what
I mean, really, that's what I think.
So you're the man now. Okay. So what do you got going on at Kofa and how have things changed since you've been there?
Okay, I need to clarify something. You guys are saying I'm the man. Really, if you get to Kofa, we have 4 admin assistants.
Okay.
they run the show.
Okay.
Okay, who
okay.
are they? You want to say hi?
Yes, I could say hi. BRV Sue, she's my admin assistant.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I think she emailed me on your behalf.
Yep. Alvita Carrera, she oversees with academics with the AP there. We have Maria Valtera, which is for activities.
Okay.
Especially if you are one that wants to reserve like our auditorium, you'll be working through her.
Mhm.
Selma Dillon she's in the athletic world, and so those ladies. They run the show.
You're
and,
such a gentleman.
I
and
know.
like, you're
Such
kind
a
of go,
gentleman.
where do we need to be? Okay, we're over here.
Tell me where I
So,
go. You just ask.
Stand here, Joe. Do
Yeah.
this and wave.
Hold this
Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly how it is.
Well, thanks, ladies.
So,
Yeah. Shout out to all of them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And no, but that's my job to lift you up. This is what
That's
that's why I created this program. I wanted to lift up people in Yuma doing amazing things. So
thank you.
that's what I'm here for. So so Kofa, I think are known for a lot of their CTE programs.
Yes.
So what are some of your favorites, and what are the ones that you offer over there?
So wide variety. We have 17 programs, and if I can try to remember them all off the top of my head.
Wow,
it'd be
that's a
crazy.
lot. You don't have to.
Yeah,
Just
no,
men-
no.
just
Give us
mention-
a few.
So, some of and they're all like top notch in their area. So that's what's
Nice.
unique. Public law and safety had 2 national champions this past
Wow.
summer, and
I didn't even know that one existed.
Me
Oh
neither.
wow.
it's awesome. There's a couple of high schools in our district that have public
Okay.
law and safety. Our JROTC program is
Mhm.
something that a lot of students come for.
I love that you mentioned that. So my neighbor, I see him go and pick up his son from school, and they come back, and he's wearing like a Kofa shirt. And I'm like, we're next door neighbors. We're in Cibola District. Why do you go to Kofa? And he said for that program. He
Yes.
sends his son to Kofa for that program. The
We-
JROTC.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yep.
Which is really cool.
It's a leadership. A lot of people think it's gearing kids to go straight to the military. It's not necessarily. It's a leadership class. And if you ever go into that class, the instructors are in there, but they're just facilitating. It's the student teaching students.
Cool.
And it's really, really, really neat class.
Awesome.
We have a lot of students that come all over Yuma County just for that program alone.
Yeah.
We have nursing, we have pharmacy support, there's just a lot, biomedical tech,
Mhm.
cybersecurity. We were talking about that earlier before.
So can
just-
you explain what CTE is?
So it's career and technical education, and what they are planning on doing is the students are supposed to walk away after their second year with a certification. Okay.
Oh.
So we have 17 programs, and there's 32 student industrial certs that the students can walk away with.
Wow. That's
That's something they can put on their resume. That's something they can, as soon as they graduate high school, some of them even before they graduate high school, they can go and start working in the field. And so that's what the unique part of that is.
That's awesome.
With those programs.
Yeah, because I honestly have never known what we've talked about it
really?
quite a
You
few
never knew
times,
what it was?
and I just
Oh,
never
okay.
asked. I'm like, why not? That's the principal. He's here.
I'm glad you asked questions, Ronnie. If you don't know, just ask. No, I was familiar because I used to have a podcast, and I was able to record one of my podcasts at the Kofa kitchen. Inside there was a room. You guys still have it where you could do the hospitality side of it.
Yes.
Yeah, so there was a famous chef. He was like Kanye West chef and stuff, and he did.
Really?
Yeah, he was like Kanye West, and he was a chef
Cool.
for Guns N' Roses. He
Oh,
would
my
tour with
favorite.
them. He would do it out of a van. But anyway, he came down here for a project, and he was speaking at Kofa. So I interviewed him there. I brought my podcast equipment, and I went in and I saw the kitchen and the dining. And I was like, this thing is beautiful.
Wow.
What is CTE? What's going on here? And yeah, it was really cool.
It's amazing. We have a partnership with Steady, and so the funding, talking about funding resources and that come into that play, and it's just getting kids opportunities, and that's what it really comes down to. And it's the beautiful facilities. If anybody wants to come check them out,
Wow.
they can, on our website, they can sign up for a tour. And
that's
we
what
can
I
give them
did.
that.
I signed up for a tour. They showed me all of them. The ones that really stuck out to me, I think there was like a beauty one that was there as well at that point. Then obviously the audio engineering one, that rest in peace, that's no longer there anymore, unfortunately.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it was cool. Yeah. They gave me a tour. They were really, really, really accommodating and very excited about all the things that they were able to offer.
Yes. And the students will be the ones that will like brag to you about it. They're the ones you go into those classrooms, and then they just take over. Oh, come over here. This is what we're doing here. And
I
this is
love
what's
that.
going
They're
on here. And this
proud.
is why we're doing this. So that's the unique part of those CTE programs. Honestly, all the classes. What different, you asked earlier, like what different between when I went to school there and then now, it comes down to opportunities. And we truly mean it when we say we want every student to be college, career, and community ready. That's our mission. We want them prepared, like, and we say every, and that's
one.
Speaking of students with special services to students that are in SEI programs, like we want them to go and get into an AP class or dual credit class. We have dual credit classes that we actually work with partnership with AWC and U of A. And so those, I'm sure you've heard of those too.
Yeah, we are here at AWC.
So
makes me want to go back to school. I wish I could go to Kofa now. I want to go to school. It's like I just got prepared like 3 months ago in life. Yeah, I just finally figured out what I wanted to do.
I'm not prepared. You're beating me, Johnny.
I'd be running because
that's sad.
But
everyone.
It's so cool though. Like seriously, when I took the tour again, when I stepped foot on there, I was like, this is so cool. They're really preparing kids for what comes afterwards.
Like real life. Yeah.
I think a good way right now, Arizona is a choice state,
school
right?
choice.
Okay.
So school choice, and totally fine. I understand that. 100% agree with it. Like parents should send their kids wherever they feel like their kids will be most successful.
Sure.
When it comes to Kofa, we look at Kofa as a school that will prepare kids after high school and to be successful in life. We're teaching life skills and so forth like that. And I think the biggest part is we really challenge students for what it really truly looks like in the real world.
Yeah, exactly.
Where some schools may hold kids' hands. We're not going to sit there and hold the kid's hand every single step. We're going to guide them and equip them with the tools.
I agree with
that. So
that
way, when they get beyond, they
is
can
that a philosophy
solve.
that was there before? Is that a philosophy that you're kind of helping to bring now that you're the man?
I think it's always been there.
Okay.
I think public schools, that's kind of where it comes down to. We have to serve every student in Yuma County, and if they're in your boundary zones, doesn't matter what they come with. We're there, and we're going to teach them, and we're going to do the best because we know that they can be successful. We're even talking to kids that have a hard time getting up in the morning, that maybe push snooze 10 times. And we're speaking of those kids.
Yeah, I feel sorry for her anytime I had first period because I slept in that class. Like I don't remember any of my first period classes. It's like, oh, time to go back to bed.
I cannot get up in the morning. So I'm one of those kids. I hit snooze for like 45 minutes. No joke.
Yeah.
Which I hear is bad for my brain, but I do it anyways.
We still challenge and we find ways to support students that may struggle with that. It's not just writing them off and saying, oh, you're going to be suspended. Well, they're like, well, of course, I don't even want to be at school right now. So
suspend me. No, don't do that.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
I get to sleep in. What?
We want them to stay on campus and working through them and offering them the supports and resources is the key.
Awesome.
Yeah. Any other cool things coming up at Kofa, stuff that maybe you could talk about, the future, a vision that you want to give it, and a legacy that you would want to leave?
You know what? Legacy-wise, I want people to, Kofa is it's not just a high school behind Smucker Park. I know there's a project going on there, but it's a beautiful campus. And I want the Yuma community to know that we're more than just a high school. We're there to prepare kids. We have a positive learning environment. Our kids love coming to Kofa. And if they don't believe us, just come down.
Come check it out. We'll
have you guys walk the campus during the school day where they can see students. We do have tours. I believe they're on Fridays, every other Friday. But on our website, parents and community members can sign up for those tours.
Wow.
But the biggest thing is we got a beautiful campus and our kids are just amazing.
Wow.
And if our community can just see what they do on a daily basis, they'll be blown away.
Wow.
Yeah. So real quick, trivia. Can you name the movie that was filmed there at Kofa?
Oh my goodness. No.
Wow. Yeah.
You might have stumped me on that.
So this would be cool for your kids to one day
They're
know
probably
that
screaming at you right now. This is the answer.
No. I don't think people really know about this movie. It's a very, very underground movie, but it was actually still kind of like big in pop culture.
You're going to have to hit me with it.
Nukem High. It's called Nukem High. Yes, Nukem High 2: Attack of the Subhumanoids. So there's a cool scene in it, and I just got to tell everybody where a giant squirrel is going all over at Smucker Park and stuff. Yeah, it's so cool. And then going into the parking lot, the old parking lot doesn't look the same anymore. But yeah, there's a squirrel that goes through there, and it was just a fun movie.
Well, now you can tell your kids that.
There we go.
Guess what?
I might have to go watch.
A giant squirrel attacked our school. You guys.
There was a giant squirrel. I got footage of it. You can even show them. Just give them a clip out of context.
I was the squirrel. You can say you were the squirrel.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look this up.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
never heard of it.
Newcomb High, yeah, and then Newcomb High 3 was filmed at the hospital. Well, part of it, but
Johnny is a wealth of information.
that's what I did mostly was watch movies as a kid. That's
Instead of go to first period.
Instead of going to first, my best friend's mom worked at a movie place, so we just watched movies all the time. So I came across it, and I'm like, "That's Kofa." As a kid, like I've been to that park.
That's
and
hilarious.
there's a squirrel. But anyway, so that's the legacy you want to leave.
Yes.
Yeah, back to it. Let's get serious.
The squirrels.
The squirrels.
No, the legacy is just I want people to know Kofa for what it's worth and just the positive and inclusive environment that we have. I mean, you just come out to our lunches, you see students just in different. You know how high schools used to be. There's cliques.
Yep.
You know, you saw
Very separated.
There's the athletics. There's the
cheerleaders. there's the drama kids.
It is a blend.
That's awesome.
Really?
It is a blend.
I love
really
that.
neat to see some of
And
that.
I feel
I'm
like
gonna have to go and see that.
And your
So-
leadership is doing this too.
Yes,
So like
and
pat
so-
yourself on the back,
Thank
and you're
you,
doing
thank you.
great. And I see great things for you.
So that's my legacy. It's just leaving Kofa better than where I left it,
Aw.
and it's sweet being home again
Yeah.
and full circle and just
We'll
wearing
see
it
what
proudly.
happens.
Yeah.
We'll see what
Yep.
happens.
Yep.
So go Kings. Well, I appreciate you coming on, Joe. Thank you so much for that insight and a little bit of your background and at Kofa. We'll be back after a quick break. We're going to be talking to Roxanne Dahl right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Sunrise Cleaning, serving the Yuma area's residential and commercial cleaning needs. Sunrise exclusively uses eco-friendly cleaning products and provides specialty services such as solar panel cleaning and pressure washing. More information and appointment booking at sunrisecleaningaz.com.
Hear the rhythm. Feel the beat. Let your curiosity run away on the Latin Alternative. Hi, I'm Josh Norick. Every episode of the Latin Alternative takes you on a thrilling rendezvous of sonic and exotic landscapes in Latin rock, funk, hip-hop, electronic, and tropical music. Join me and my co-host Ernesto Lechner on the Latin Alternative.
This evening at 7 p.m. on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM.
Christina's Closet will host Swing for a Cause, a golf tournament in support of the organization's ongoing mission of helping individuals return to the workforce. The event, including lunch, raffles, and prizes, will take place on September 13th at Kokopah Bend RV and Golf Resort. More information and tickets at christinascloset.org.
For KAWC News in Yuma, I'm Victor Calderon. A candidate for Congress was in Somerton on Saturday. Democrat Adelita Grijalva is running for the seat left vacant after the passing of her father, the late Congressman Raul Grijalva.
My opponent and I are literally night and day on the issues, on our priorities, and how we're going to advocate for Southern Arizona. And so I encourage you to do your homework and think about who is going to be the best advocate for Southern Arizona.
Congressional District 7 includes Somerton, San Luis, and part of Yuma and stretches east in southern Arizona. Adelita Grijalva will face Republican challenger Daniel Gutierrez in a special general election for the U.S. House on September 23rd. A debate is scheduled for this Tuesday at 6 p.m. You can listen on KAWC. For KAWC, I'm Victor Calderon.
Blood services provider Vitalant is hosting blood drives at Yuma locations on an ongoing basis. Every 2 seconds, someone in the U.S. needs blood. This could be a little girl in the ICU or a mother with stage 3 leukemia. Donations of all blood types, especially O, are needed. Appointments at donors.vitalant.org.
This is folk singer Michael Jonathan. On Wood Songs this week, we're very proud to have the Grammy-winning master of the blues harmonica, Charlie Musselwhite, and from New York City, Pete Mancini. both artists, plus an amazing Wood Songs kid on this week's broadcast of the Wood Songs Old Time Radio.
Tuesday evening at 7 on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. We're real quick. We're just gonna have to plug in Roxanne's mic. This is live radio, so we're gonna do that. But we are here right now talking to Roxanne and Mary, both from the I got to get this right because there's a whole rebrand going on.
Yes.
Outreach Partners of Yuma.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about how both of you got involved with this program, what it means, and let's get into the rebranding. So let's start with you, Mary, because I heard Roxanne, she was like, this is the first time I've done anything like this.
She's like, Mary, you talk.
So she was like, Mary, you're coming with me.
You're coming with me. That's right. Yes, I've been with the organization for 11 years, and I've been in charity work and different types of volunteerism in Yuma for absolute years when I was in banking. And so it just was a natural thing when I retired to segue right into this.
So retiring, is this a paid position or you're volunteering?
No, we have no paid positions.
No paid positions?
All volunteer.
All,
yes, we
okay.
really shock people with that.
I'm shocked.
But we have enough people to cover all the duties that need to be taken care of. And we're very proud of that and hope that we can keep that going.
All right. She did a good job. Now it's your time.
Your mic's now plugged in.
Your mic is plugged in, so you're good to go.
So I was in teaching for 30 some years and had the opportunity to refer kids to what is now known as Schoolhouse Outfitters, formerly School Bell.
Yes.
And I saw them come back with just an air of confidence and pride. And so when I saw that, I made the commitment to myself that eventually when I had the time on my hands and done raising my kids a little bit, that I would be involved. And so in 2012, my kids were pretty independent, and that's when I got involved with the organization.
So that organization you're talking about, so is this like they've merged organizations, or how does that
Or
work?
just a new name?
New name only.
It was new name? Oh,
No,
okay.
Yes. And that gave us more autonomy. We belong to a national organization, and we weren't able to operate the way that we wanted to. And so we felt that we could be more of a need to the community, or meet the needs of the community around us by being on our own. And so we went through that whole process.
So Roxanne, you mentioned sending kids to, and what was it called at the time?
At that time, it was called School Bell. So that's one of the programs. So the proceeds from the thrift shop go to 4 different programs. And that's one of the programs. And like Mary said, we're 100% volunteer, and we pride ourselves in the fact that all of our profits go back to the community. And so, yes, it used to be called School Bell, and now it's called Schoolhouse Outfitters.
Okay, so what takes place in School Bell or Schoolhouse Outfitters?
So the school personnel refer students through our, they set up appointments through our website. And then the school personnel refer their students to a school liaison. And then she brings them to our little boutique, and the kids get to shop for all new clothing. So they get 4 outfits. They get 7 pairs of underwear, 7 socks, a jacket, a beanie, a duffel, new shoes, a school kit, and a hygiene kit. All brand new. That's paid for by the profits from our shop.
How do these kids get referred? Like the teacher decides, right? How do they decide?
Need.
Just seeing.
So you would see a need in your class as a teacher, like, okay, this
he looks
person,
like,
something.
And not to be like judging, but just like maybe they need a little extra.
Well, you'll notice as a school personnel that they're coming in the same outfit multiple days. They're wearing shoes that are 2 sizes too big for them.
Or too small.
So you start noticing those things, and then they refer based on that.
And you taught for 30 years?
30 some, I think it was about 35.
And so she didn't even realize that Joe was her student. Joe, who we just had on, the principal, was walking out, and they just like crossed each other, and Joe was like, that was my teacher. Like, you taught Joe.
I was too focused. I didn't even see him.
It was a whirlwind of change.
I'll have to message him when I get home.
Definitely.
I think that's so cool that we had you on it the same day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said there's 4. Can you name the 4 that you said? School Bell, which is now School
Right.
Outfitters.
Yes.
What are the other 3?
We have outreach to a place with needy women and children that I won't name, but we offer clothing and supplies to them, and whatever their needs are, we work with that program. We also have OPY Bears, and that was a lot of fun. And because the responders, is that what we're calling them?
Yeah, the
ones
first responders.
First responders, yeah. So you've got like your fire people, police people, and they get these traumatized children. And so they give them a bear and they hug that bear and they love it. And so that's a really important program. So we have that. We also give out scholarships. We did 6 last year.
Wow.
AWC here. And
cool.
yeah. And those were $37.50, I believe.
And
each.
6 of them.
And 6 of them.
So how do you pick who gets the scholarship?
Well, do you want to talk about what programs? Do you remember I'm trying to think of the different things. It's more like
the technical.
Technical. It could be one of your people here. It could be mechanical. It could be nursing. And we get a lot of nursing applicants.
Yeah. And they get an application off the website and apply. And then I believe they're interviewed by that team.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yes, we have volunteers that actually interview those, or they don't interview the student, but they have the forms that they get.
Oh, nice.
And so we're very proud of that, because for years we only did 2 scholarships, and we said, let's beef that up a little bit. And so we did that.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I think so too. And am I leaving something else out? I don't know. We do so many things.
Yeah, I think you went through the 4.
Yes.
And then we have the auxiliary, which is Las Dedicadas. And that's a group of individuals who typically are still in the workforce, because our meetings are at night, and then they work the shop on Saturday mornings. It accommodates that work schedule a little better. So we also have some programs. So we are responsible, and I say we because I'm part of that organization, that auxiliary. We are responsible for putting together, buying all the supplies for the hygiene kit and the school kit, and assembling those. We also provide scholarships to the high schools. So we give $500 scholarships to each of the high schools to be distributed by the counselors for anything that they see a need for, graduation costs, elective costs, anything like that. And then we also do just kind of a community service project where we go to Life Care Center and we cater lunch and play bingo and stuff with some of the residents who don't have a lot of people visiting them and stuff.
Wow, that's very nice.
Yeah, not bad. Oh, and one of the things that we don't talk about a lot is we have ladies that come in and loom caps for those children, the students. They love those caps, and they're all different colors, and they're fun to wear for them, and they're fun to make. And so we have a group of ladies that do that too. Maybe they can't be bending over helping children or working in the thrift shop. So they sit around a table, they visit, have fun, eat, of course, their snacks that they bring, and make these beautiful hats. And every child gets one.
Yeah, and it's funny because when they come to Schoolhouse Outfitters, it's 110 out, but they walk out the door with their beanie on.
It's totally how Yuma is.
Yeah,
you see people
I would definitely do that. I'd do the same thing. Yeah.
Well, I know it's summer and he's always wearing long sleeves. I'm like, what is wrong with you, Johnny?
Yeah.
I'm sweating in my tank top. Yeah.
So how do you guys, how do you normally get your volunteers? Is it people, like you said, you retired and it was a nice fit, but how do you have people, because it sounds like you have a lot going on.
Yeah, we do.
So this is going to take
a lot of volunteers.
It's going to take either a lot of volunteers or some really dedicated ones. So can you go on a little bit about that?
Yeah. So basically they'll walk in the thrift shop and they like to see what's going on there. We've gotten volunteers that way. Most of it is people that we know, we refer, our friends and relatives or people we've worked with before. There's a lot of that going on. But anyone who's interested, and we do a background check on them and stuff to make sure that they're safe around anything. It would be the thrift shop or the school or the kids. The kids, right. So we take care of all that. And I'll tell you that once they come and volunteer with us, there's a lot of retention because they make friends. And we really emphasize
that connection. There's that connection.
You're both serving the community. It's very altruistic. It's you feel you volunteer and you go away feeling good. I did something really positive today. Yeah. So
then never like a shortage. Then you always have somebody that comes in.
So far we've been okay. We
great.
get people, and we do have. We always have a need for volunteers because the more work, the less work, or the more people, the less work. So we would like to keep that going too. So anyone hearing this that would love to volunteer, come in and talk to us at the shop.
You mentioned you would be at the thrift shop. That's the best place to get a hold of you.
That's a good place to get a hold of any of us, and we've all been trained on what to do or what to give to the person or to talk to them about.
And where is that located again?
At 1054 South
4th Avenue.
5th Avenue. Yeah.
4th Avenue.
It's on 4th
Parking
Avenue.
lots in the back.
Right.
I'm the one that's like, what are the crossroads?
Yes,
give me the crossroads.
Yeah.
What are
So actually 5th Avenue is the one to go on because that's in that you park in the back of the store, so to speak. But then you can look across the street, and that's where our Schoolhouse Outfitters is, and our conference room and all that.
So
very nice.
But we're going to take a break. Can you go into afterwards how this all got started? You know a little bit about the history of it? Okay.
Can I add in
go
real
ahead.
quick too?
Absolutely.
Eventually our website will be up. It's a little late and coming up because of the rebranding, but they will also be able to get submit volunteer
that'll
on the
help a
website
lot.
as well.
That's going to be cool.
That's why both of us came today.
Talk about the website.
Cool. Yeah. So we'll talk more about that too as well.
Yeah.
So we'll be back. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
Today's day sponsor is Sonny's Bookstore at 261 South Main Street in historic downtown Yuma. A locally owned independent bookstore, Sonny's provides an array of genres and specializes in contemporary fiction, works by LGBTQIA+ authors, and literature in translation. Sonny's also hosts events, book clubs, and community building workshops.
The Arizona Media Association, in collaboration with the Arizona Citizens Clean Elections Commission, Reister and AZPM in Tucson, will hold an Arizona Congressional District 7 special election debate Tuesday, August 26th. The debate will see Democrat Adelita Grijalva take on Republican Daniel Gutierrez. You can hear that live debate in English on KWC 88.9 FM and in Spanish on KOFA Border Radio at 6 p.m. Tuesday evening.
Monster Mash, a Halloween party benefiting Hospice of Yuma, will take place on October 31st at the Hilton Pivot Point Center. The event will include dancing, a raffle, appetizers, and contests with prizes. Details, tickets, and sponsorship information is available by calling 928-343-2222.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. I talked that we are going to get into the history, but we had a really cool story off air that I think we need to share, talking about how you received one of your volunteers at the thrift shop.
So there was a young man that came in to purchase some sort of electronic, and the volunteer member that was helping him didn't really know much about the electronic, and he went into great detail about this particular electronic. And she said, "Would you like to volunteer?"
she saw the opportunity, right?
Yes.
Like
This guy can help me.
Yeah.
So he comes in once a week, and he works in the back testing all our electronics, because we make sure that everything that goes out on the floor works. If it doesn't work, then there's a note saying that we weren't able to get it working. But yeah, so we get volunteers that way.
I love it, but it just brought me back to my first job was at Salvation Army doing something similar, taking all the stuff in and testing and seeing what worked and whatnot. But the great story. That's really cool that, just came that opportunity from somebody that, very serendipitous. So let's get into a little bit about the history. How did it start and what was the original mission?
Well, this is an interesting history, and we really thought hard about all this because we had to dig through our records and figure all this out. In 1967, 56 women formed the Assistance Guild and met in the Custom House at the Colorado River State Park. And a lot of people don't know that.
Wow.
In 1970, the Guild joined a chapter of a national organization, which was the one we just came out of. In 2025, members voted to rebrand from Assistance League of Yuma to Outreach Partners of Yuma, giving us greater financial and operational autonomy as we serve the community with our philanthropic programs.
Wow.
So it's been around for a while now.
It has. It has. And it has a rich history. And we've got lots of pictures that we like to
Some of the
show
like
on
the
wall.
founding members and stuff.
And those ladies, some of them are still alive. A lot of them are deceased,
And
we
one
honor.
is still working with us. Still volunteering.
She's seen it all.
In their 90s.
In her 90s, and she's still
active.
Wow, that's beautiful.
So these members, are they like board members?
Well, you can become a board member. Both of us are board members because of what we do for the organization.
Sure.
But those are voted on by the membership. We have monthly meetings, so you can keep track of everything. We do a newsletter. We, are constantly talking ourselves up, which is very important, and keeping everyone informed is always fun, because communication, about that. But on the whole, I think that we've got a good thing going here. Yeah.
And most of the members obviously aren't on the board. There's a great variety of members, and they all find something that they enjoy doing, whether it's the hatters, whether some don't like working out in front in the shop and interacting with customers. So they work behind the scenes, processing all the merchandise and pricing it and stuff. So there's pretty much something for everybody.
And is there someone that handles like your social media? Do you have social? That's you.
Roxanne.
Wow. How do you feel about that?
Well, I've been doing that for quite a while. The Facebook, even before I became an officer, so they kind of roped me in.
She's very
that way.
She's very talented. She's not saying that.
So yes, you can find us on Facebook, Outreach Partners of Yuma, and on that Facebook every Monday we post our sales for the shop.
Wow, you're very transparent. About what's going on.
Exactly. And talking about the thrift shop, you can make donations at the thrift shop. We take a lot of different things, and we have posted on the back door what we don't take and on our website eventually. But most of it, we just turn it around, clean it up, whatever, put it out on the floor, and it sells.
Do you have certain donation days?
Yeah, we have.
Or is it every day?
We Tuesday through Saturday, we're open from 10 to 1. But
somebody's there pretty much 9 to 1 during shop hours. They can donate Mondays.
Just ring the doorbell.
Ring the doorbell. We used to have a donation box, but it kept kind of getting broke into. So
I would imagine. Yeah,
we really ask that they bring it during shop hours so that we can actually get it.
So we want gently used clothing, personal items, some of them, as long as they were not broken into or whatever, we even take those because we have people have some real serious needs coming into our shop. So we offer all kinds of things, mostly clothing, but we also have we have hats in there. We have socks to wear. We have purses or
medical supplies, walkers. When I had my hip surgery, I bought my walker there. For $4.
Wow.
So we have
$4.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, that is cheap.
It is very inexpensive.
That's
but on that note, everything that is given to us free.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So we want to be the thrift shop also that services our area where people walk over. So we don't go crazy on our prices. We're reasonable.
Yeah.
And it's serving several purposes.
So we mentioned that the thrift shop are there other ways that you raise money?
Well, we always take donations.
So
Yeah.
Accepting.
Yeah, we always accept donations. Sometimes we do grants when we need to go there.
okay.
And so we
Okay.
have that.
And we
then-
are a 501(c)(3). So
yeah.
your Arizona tax credit money can be
Yes.
donated to us. And
Mhm.
again, when the website's up and going, we will have a donate button so that you can do it
Smart.
electronically.
Mhm.
You can, obviously mail it or bring it into the shop.
Drop it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever have any like events or anything like community events?
I'm trying to think of what we've been
No.
doing. Sometimes we'll show up at the Civic Center with a booth or something. We've done things like that.
Mhm.
We used to have people come in on a buy night that in December where they would come in and just have specific hours to buy things, and and we made it fun. We
Yeah.
serve refreshments and stuff. So, but basically, what we do is those things come into the store. And they come in bags. They come in boxes. Somebody has to sort through all that. Our gleaners are very important people, and they glean through everything. It goes into different departments that we have things lined up for that. They get priced. They get put out on the showroom. And we also have people at the counter selling all of those items or, taking money for them. We use credit cards because we found out that credit cards are a good deal. People, they don't carry cash anymore.
No.
So if it's at least $10, and they'll upcharge that to $10 just to use their card sometimes, which is okay too. It's all, they goes to the children. So,
and if in doubt, donate it. I mean,
exactly.
It amazes me sometimes when I'm working the counter, something that will come up and I'll be like, what are you going to do with this? And it's real interesting to hear what people are, how they're repurposing something that I wouldn't even have thought
That's
of.
the word.
Repurpose.
Yeah.
Wow.
My mom loves that word.
Repurpose
She
is beautiful.
repurposes everything.
Yes, well, there you go. She'd be perfect.
Yeah,
for
she
our
would.
I
shop.
should tell her to
You
come hang
should,
out. She'd be like the
definitely.
best one.
We would love that.
I think just
So,
like
yeah.
mattresses, appliances, those are the kinds of things we don't
We
take.
can't do, or like
gotcha.
car seats for children. 'cause
Right.
That's
Oh.
not legal. But
wow.
basically linens, any kind of linens, as long as they're in fairly good shape. And you
Okay.
may not like them anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe they're afraid for you, but for someone else, that's
They
a
would love
treasure.
it. Yes.
They love it. They buy it. It goes
Wow.
fast. It really does.
And it's just kind of, it was hard for me to fathom that all of this comes from a thrift shop, that you're
Yeah.
able to afford all of this.
That's it.
Just by that, that's why I asked if there's any other funding. That is incredible.
And they don't even
It
charge
is.
much.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
did. That's why.
It's so
Yeah, she got her
cool.
walker for $4.
Well, and to
We're
give an
a
example,
volume.
I
That's
We're
right.
I
volume.
used to
Yeah.
glean the clothing, and everything short sleeved is $3. Everything long sleeve is $4. So you can come in and get men's dress shirts for $4.
Wow.
And oftentimes we get items, clothing that still has the tags on it.
Wow.
They're brand new.
Yeah.
Whoa.
We get
That is
too.
really cool. Me and Johnny are going to hit you guys up. Go shopping there.
Well, and when we had a grand opening through the Chamber of Commerce, that was fun too. About 4 or 5 of those girls stayed behind that did the grand, and they shopped and shopped. It was fun. They
Yeah.
stayed the whole time. They
Wow.
were so excited, and we know that once you've been in our shop,
Yeah.
you're going to tell several people. So we
Mhm.
get a lot of that too.
So any moments?
Hey, airs on Sunday.
We're getting the feedback or something from
we
another
keep hearing
show.
us, Cecilia's voice. She's
Cecilia.
trying to be here, and she's not
Yeah.
here.
Shout out to Cecilia. You're off today, Cecilia.
Cecilia, go home.
No,
That's good.
any moments that really
Yeah.
stand out to you, that mean something to you, that you could highlight
Mhm.
as you volunteered? And I'll start with you.
Go ahead.
Oh, she
Oh, you
raised
wanna
her.
go?
She's
Yeah,
she
go ahead.
raised her hand.
Roxanne.
She wants to go
Yeah.
first.
So-
She was first. She was going to be like, I don't know. I got to bring.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she is on fire.
Yeah,
I
That's
love
why
her.
she does the
Exactly.
social media. You
Yeah.
really do like talking.
Well,
Yes, she
and
does.
and through our website where the school liaisons sign up for an appointment, they
Mhm.
also have the opportunity to review us or tell stories. And this one liaison said that as she was bringing the students to Schoolhouse Outfitters, she could tell they were nervous because they didn't know what was coming, and so the van was very, very quiet.
Mhm.
She got in the van ready to leave, and this little boy says, that was the best field trip ever.
And so now there's a banner. Tell them about the banner inside.
In
there.
the school that they put up best day ever.
Yeah, we have it in letters. So the kids, that's the first thing they see. Quite often when you help them, assist them with getting their clothing and their bag and everything, they run over and hug your knees. They're so excited. And the first comments we get is, this is all new. Is this mine?
Yeah, they're just shocked.
Or they'll say, walk in and say, I don't have any money.
I know. I don't know if I could
You're
keep
like, you
this.
don't have to pay, honey.
Yeah, this is
but
yours.
they're like, what?
Yes. And we have to remind some of them a couple of times. This is yours and your bag.
They're just not used to it.
No, they're not. No. And they get the shoes too, which I think is very important.
So important, the shoes. And they grow so fast. I mean, I have 3. I'm like, you need new shoes again.
Yeah.
And I think one of the other highlights is that we shared during the break is when you're working the shop and a customer comes up to the counter to pay for their merchandise and they say, I was a recipient.
Yeah.
Oh, we get that a lot. Yeah. They'll even get a tear in their eye. It's just so cute.
They're so grateful.
They are very grateful.
I have to say my favorite thing was the OPY bear hugs.
Yes.
Like my husband's he's a firefighter, but he's waiting to get hired on. And just knowing that that's what he's going to be helping kids with. Like that was really
very exciting, isn't it?
Well, thank you guys so much for coming on our show, talking a little bit about.
You guys are great.
Yeah. And so you got to let us know as soon as that website's up so we can plug it on the show.
Will do.
So, and with that, What's Up Yuma Radio is a production of KAWC, Colorado River Public Media. We broadcast from the studios in the Matador Activity Center at Arizona Western College in Yuma. We want to thank our engineer, Talon Gonzalez, for showing up, along with Anthony Arnales, Juan Garcia, and Dave Reed.
And you can find out more about KAWC at kawc.org, on Facebook at KAWC Radio, and on the KAWC app. And stay tuned following our program for Kofa Midday Music.
And on tomorrow's program, we're going to have Ray Packard. She works for Yuma Counseling. We're going to talk about ADHD and some of the new techniques. And Estrella Fitch, there we go, from the Healing Journey. She's really cool.
You can listen to the podcast version of our program and check out past episodes at kawc.org/podcast/What's Up Yuma Radio, and email me and Johnny at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
All right. Thank you guys again. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having
us. Thank you for making it easy.
See you guys tomorrow.
Yes.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. YumaElectricServiceLLC.com.